got to make sure that we're striking a much better bargain, both for Pakistan and ourselves. The third point I'd like to make, and I apologize for being so serious with you, but this is the most serious group of Americans I could discuss this issue with, and I'm assuming it's what you want me to do. Third, the democracy dividend that I've referenced would empower the Pakistani moderate mainstream political establishment. Ever since the start of the Bush administration, as I said, we've had a Musharraf policy rather than a Pakistani policy. The democracy dividend will help secular, democratic, civilian political leaders establish their credibility with the Pakistani public. Because the Pakistani public spoke out loudly this last election, including in the frontier area, electing a secular portion of one of the parties. That was, I think, the single most significant signal sent by that last election. But they have to prove that they, more so than the generals or radical Islamicists, can bring real measurable improvement to the lives of their constituents. Last, by engaging the Pakistani people, not just their rulers, on issues important to the Pakistani people, we are much more likely to secure the support on important issues that are important to us as well as the Pakistanis on a host of topics. Afghanistan, I might add, I think Afghan-Pakistan relationship got, as of the last week, to an all-new low. Things are very, 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 very delicate and dangerous right now. Iraq, Palestine, Kashmir, the list could go on. There are many, many bilateral and multilateral concerns we have. The Pakistanis want, if I've learned nothing else in all my years, is a respectful hearing of their position. Ask any ordinary Pakistani to list the top items of concern about our country, and you may get answers very unrelated to any international grand strategy or bilateral strategy I've laid out. They're more likely to be, when I hear them, our visa policy, our textile quotas, harassment of Muslims in America in their view. Ask any Pakistani about Abu Ghraib or Gitmo or about waterboarding and torture. Pakistanis don't see these as mere issues. They see these things as a moral stain on the very soul of our nation. And in my opinion, they have been. History may describe today's Pakistan as a place akin to 1979 in Iran or 2001 in Afghanistan. The world's second largest Muslim nation could become a failed state with an arsenal of nuclear weapons and a population larger than those of Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, and North Korea combined. But we're certainly far from that point, but it is a possibility. Or Pakistan could become, and it's my prayer it will become, a stable, democratic, and secular Pakistan. A bridge between the broad mass of people, between the West and global Islamic community. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe the road that Pakistan is likely to take is that the broad mass of the Pakistani people still want a lasting friendship with America. And they're looking now to see what we're about to do. This is a test for us as well as for the Pakistani government and the Pakistani people. Which future unfolds of the two I've laid out cannot be determined, but can be influenced, although certainly not determined, by the actions of the United States at this moment. The current transition in Pakistan provides us with a gigantic opportunity to make this history that's being made a positive leap to the future for the people of Pakistan. We can't keep jumping from one crisis to the next, relying on shuttle diplomacy or blind luck to save us from disaster. We need a new strategy and a set of relationships that are much more stable than the ones that exist today. You, the Pakistani-American community, are a vital source in this mission, and I'm not being solicitous with you. You've always been the bridge between the two countries, but you've got to make it a hell of a lot stronger now. There's a significant burden placed on you. It's not fair. It is not fair, but it is a reality. It is a reality. With your help and support, and I've been astounded by how your relationship with the political relationship is growing and changing and becoming so much more sophisticated in how to influence policy. Your relationship with this government, our government as American citizens, and with the Pakistani people and government is a big deal. Unless you think I'm exaggerating, I could point to any number of other strong American constituencies who have ties with their mother country, if you want to understand how influence can work in a positive way. So ladies and gentlemen, with your help and support, I'm absolutely confident we can build a new partnership that will help ensure the well-being of both Pakistan and your beloved adopted country of the United States of America. I want to thank my congressional colleagues for actually sitting and listening. It was very gracious of them on a Saturday. Thank you for all the hard work you're doing, but there's a lot of work before us, a whole lot of work. With your help, I am confident we'll be able to change this relationship by getting this legislation passed. I hope the ambassador isn't angry, but he said when he met the president to exchange papers, he said, I wish you'd stop talking about the Biden policy and talk about it as the Bush policy. Well, I'm here to say to everyone, when President Bush embraces this policy, I will delete my name from it, I will call it, and I will introduce it as the Bush policy, because I do not care. But folks, we cannot wait. Let me say it again. We cannot wait. Time is not on our side. Time is not on our side. I'll end as I did. Some of you had to hear me speak over in the Congress, over in the House side of the chamber. And I started with what I'll now end with. An Irish poet named William Butler Yeats wrote about his Ireland in the year 1960, where the first rising, the first rebellion of the 20th century occurred. And he wrote a poem called Easter Sunday, 1960. And there's a line in that poem describing his Ireland at that moment that quite frankly is more applicable to today than it was in 1960. And I'd respectfully suggest as an Irishman, it's applicable to Pakistan today. He said, and I'm deadly earnest when I say this, he said, the world has changed. It has changed utterly. A terrible beauty has been born. Translated, folks, it's in our hands. It's in our hands. Things have changed utterly, and when they do, it presents great, great opportunities, but significant downsides if they are not seized. Let's seize it together. I promise you, I believe we can do this. Thank you so much.
सफीर पाकिस्तान।
I know your present government, the coalition government, well. I know each of the leaders personally, have known them for a long time. Benazir Bhutto used my office to operate out of when she was here in the United States. She literally got a call me the night before she was assassinated. I don't